welcome into WCMP's production of high school basketball. And now let's head to the court with Game Day Gilman.
Sometimes it was raining, sometimes it would shine.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in
Good
Hinckley,
evening,
has been where to go
ladies
for
and
all your
gentlemen,
building
and welcome
projects.
into
Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing,
broadcast
remodeling,
of boys
or any
basketball
new
tonight
construction.
here in
Schmidt
Pine
Construction
City.
specializes in residential home
Of course,
building,
Game Day Gilman
agricultural,
along with you.
industrial,
And
and
tonight
commercial
we will
building.
have the
With
Pine
expert advice
City
on all your
Dragons
building
at home,
projects and ideas.
hosting
When you hire a
the
contractor to
North
take care of your building
Branch
needs,
Vikings.
you can't do better than Schmidt
Tonight should
Construction,
be a
general
very
contractor in
good
Hinckley.
game.
320-384-7901.
Here this evening. And these two teams look to go at it. Of course, the Pine City Dragons looking to defend their home court this evening against a very red-hot North Branch Vikings team who comes into this game sitting at 4-1 on the season. The North Branch Vikings coming into this game only having lost 1 to 2 Rivers. They opened up the season with a win on the road. 2 straight games on the road is how they opened up the season. They opened it up on the road at Rockford with a win, 65-60. Then they were on the road at Duluth-Denfeld and won that game 62-48. But then they were at home and they lost their home opener to 2 Rivers. A tough loss at home, 66-51. And then they would travel back on the road. They traveled up to Cloquet to get their next win, and they got that 68-59. Their most recent win came at home against Hill Murray, 88-63. A very good win there for the North Branch Vikings. So again, coming into this game at 4-1. This is part of a 2-game road stretch for the Vikings before the winter break, or excuse me, the Christmas break. Then they'll be on the road to the Granite City Classic between Wednesday the 29th, and Thursday the 30th. And then they'll be back on the road once again after the New Year's on Thursday, January 6th to Big Lake. But got to get through this week first. Of course, they will be on the road to Hermantown on Thursday, so they'll go up there. 2 important games here for North Branch. And, of course, Pine City not in their section, a class below North Branch. But this game means just as much to both sides here tonight because it's a huge one, and some might look at this one as a bigger matchup for Pine City after they lost 2 straight last week. Again, Pine City opened up the season with a win over Greenway at home and then a win on the road over East Central, scoring in the lower 70s in both of those games. And then they would go on the road. Just last week, they faced St. Francis and Spectrum Tuesday and Friday, and those were some tough games. They played St. Francis 77-60. They lost that one, but then kind of regrouped, came back on Friday and played a tough Spectrum team who's sitting towards the top of the section right now. And that was a close game as well between those two teams. Spectrum would wind up winning that game 78-77, but Pine City was right there the entire time. They were fighting the whole game through there, and I look for them to take some of that, maybe a little bit of frustration after a close, tough loss like that and come out in this game and try and take it out on the North Branch Vikings, of course, in a clean, sports way, not necessarily taking it out on them, but just come out here playing with some tenacity, playing with some fire in their bellies and trying to come out here and grab a victory before the Christmas break. It's not much of a Christmas break. They'll get about a week off before their next day they play, and that will be on next Tuesday. So a week from today they will play up at the Cloquet tournament. They'll play against Proctor, Cloquet, and Cromwell Wright in that tournament. And then after that, they'll have to wait till after the New Year's to play. They'll play on Tuesday the 4th up in Isle against Mille Lacs, and then on Thursday the 6th in Rush City against the Tigers. And this section and this conference is going to be very tough this year for anyone who's in it. You got a lot of teams kind of fighting for that top spot in the section and conference, but looking at the conference, Pine City sits at 1-0, but Rush City, Hinckley, Finlayson are up there Rush City's 2-0, and Hinckley Finlayson sits at 1-0 as well after beating Bram in their home opener and season opener. So it's really wide open right now. The only two that are towards the bottom are Mille Lacs and Bram, and they're 0-2, but those two games that they have lost have been extremely close games, and I expect for this conference to be an absolute sprint to the end to see who will take that Great River Conference crown when we get towards the end of the season. Again, I think a lot of people maybe had Rush City pegged as the favorite, but you can never count out Pine City. They're there year in and year out, and they're always fighting for the top spot in the conference. And not only that, they're fighting for a top 4 spot in the section as well. And speaking of the section for Pine City, man, is it loaded with talented teams year in and year out, and it's no different this season. The top 4 right now are Sauk Center number 1, Albany number 2, Mora number 3, and Rush City number 4. Mora moved up after a win on yesterday, actually, against over Chisago Lakes at home. They got the win there, and Rush City would fall to Spectrum yesterday, so a tough one there for Rush City. They fell in overtime, 68-60. So a tough outing there for Rush City. Saw them go and drop below the Mora Mustangs. Of course, the Tigers had beat Mora in Mora to get the win. So it's going to be, as you can tell, it might be a crazy end to the season for the section. Of course, if I remember correctly, maybe the first seed gets a bye and then everyone else after that does not. I don't remember how it works. It's been a long year since, but we've got to get through this game here today before we can even talk or even just remotely mention playoffs. They are still a ways away. Just about set to get going here in this one. Again, Pine City, the home team, they're hosting the visiting North Branch Vikings here this evening in what should prove to be a very good matchup. I expect a lot of fireworks in this one. A lot of teams going for 3, or both teams rather going and shooting a lot of 3s, and I expect to see them drain some early and often. So we'll take a commercial break. We'll get the starting lineups and your national anthem, and we'll be right back after word from our fine sponsors.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Back here at Pine City High School, your starting lineups go like this, starting with the North Branch Vikings. It'll be number 2, Carson Klein, number 12, Travis Schulberl, number 15, Adam Rame, number 21, Logan Murphy, and number 24, Trevor Johnson. On the other side for the homestanding Pine City Dragons, it'll be number 1, Dylan Peterson, number 3, Jason Thiemann, number 12, Cole Waxberg, number 14, Cameron Jusak, and number 20, Colton Blaisdell. Of course, make sure you stay tuned after the game for the Nichols Cafe Player of the Game. We'll award one player with a free bacon cheeseburger meal for being the player of the game, and that, of course, going to be for Nichols Cafe. Here we go, just about set to get the tip-off underway here in Pine City. Pine City 2-2 on the season. North Branch 4-1. A big game here for both teams. If Pine City can grab a victory, that would help their QRF in this section mightily. North Branch would like to get a win and stay on top of their section. They're right now number 1 in their section in Class 3A. A win would certainly help them stay on top. At center court, it is Cameron Jusak and Travis Schulberl. And here we go, tip-off underway, and the North Branch Vikings will start with it. Starting with it is Trevor Johnson. Excuse me, that's Rame. Rame, he'll now give it to Murphy. Murphy on the near side, pass far side to Johnson. Johnson trying to get it off to Rame, and now he's going to have to look for someone else. He dribbles, gets it off to Murphy, and that's going to be stolen away by Jason Thiemann. He gets it to Waxberg. Waxberg inside, reverse layup, no good. Rebound up for grabs. Jusak will get it back for the Dragons. Jusak trying to pass it to Blaisdell, and that is going to go to no one. It goes out of bounds off the Vikings. And the Dragons will hold on to it. Set to inbound is Thiemann. Thiemann gets it to Jusak. Jusak trying to drive inside, pushes way in. He'll get up that one for the 2. And now the Vikings are going to go over the boundary line on the inbound. So the Dragons will get it right back after scoring the game's first points, 2-0. Dragons lead, and they get the ball right back. Jason Thiemann set to inbound here for Pine City. He'll get it to Cameron Jusak. Jusak has it trying to work around one defender. Now he's going to be guarded well. He'll get it off to Blaisdell. Blaisdell stops, and he'll give it to Peterson. Peterson looking to drive. He stops at the free throw line and trying to get it, to Waxberg, and it's going to be blocked and taken down by Johnson. Trevor Johnson has it for the Vikings. He gives it off to Murphy. Murphy going to take a short 2, no good. Rather a long 2, and now the rebound going to be taken back by the Vikings. That's Murphy who's going to get it back for the Vikings. He's going to stand on the near side and reset things for the offense. Now he'll give it off to Klein. Carson Klein trying to drive inside on Blaisdell. He backs out to the corner. Now gives it off to Trevor Johnson. He makes a defender miss and goes for 3, no good. And the rebound there by Cole Waxberg. Waxberg will take it up the court here for the Dragons. I'm sure they're happy to have him back in the lineup. He's a pretty good three-point specialist. Gives it off to Jason Thiemann. Thiemann wanted the 3. Instead, he'll take it down. He'll dribble. Gives it off to Waxberg. Waxberg, he'll stand at the top of the key, drift to the left. Give it off to Peterson. Peterson, he will drive inside. He wanted to get it to Waxberg, and Waxberg fell. 3 from Waxberg is good. Cole Waxberg on the 3. Makes it 5-0 in favor of the Dragons. Rame has it. He drives inside. Reverse layup. Somehow got it to fall. Nice shot there from Rame. Now back the other way is Waxberg. Waxberg spins around one defender. And, they're going to get Waxberg for the travel. Might have been the right call, but it was close. So the ball going to go back over to the Vikings. Dragons lead 5-2, 16:01. 2 minutes off the board here in the first half. Trevor Johnson will inbound it to Rame. And Rame will take it up the court. He's guarded by Blaisdell. He'll get it off to Johnson. Johnson gives it off cross court to Klein. Carson Klein, no good. And, that was Murphy on the shot, no good. Klein got the rebound. And now again looking for three. This time is Johnson. And Johnson will hit and tie this game at 5. Dylan Peterson found a lane he wanted to use and drive. He'll get it off to Colton Blaisdell on the far side, who wanted to go for 3, but Peterson was fouled before Blaisdell could take the shot. And that'll be the first team foul here on Trevor Johnson. His first foul, the team's first as well. Thiemann will inbound to Peterson. Peterson on the far side gives it to Thiemann in the far side corner. Thiemann, he works past one defender. Now going to be double teamed. He'll get it out to Jusak on the far side corner. Jusak will spin around and he'll stop his dribble. Now give it to Blaisdell. Blaisdell drives inside. Thiemann on the near side corner for 3. Oh, in and out. No good. And the rebound there by Schoberl. Now up the court, Trevor Johnson. He trying to spin around and put up a shot in for 2. Trevor Johnson will now give the Vikings a 7-5 lead, and they have worked back from a 5-0 deficit and scored 7 straight. Peterson has it. He wanted to drive inside. He's blocked well, and now he gives it off to Waxberg. Waxberg, he wants to get past one defender, made the defender break his own ankles, and he steps back for 3, and the Dragons retake the lead, 8-7, 14:45 to go. What a move by Cole Waxberg. Now driving up the court is Murphy. He gives it off to Rame. Rame, he wants to drive inside, and now we're going to get a foul call. That one's going to go on the Dragons. It will, and that's going to be their first, and the first should be on Blaisdell, I believe. Luke Wilson will check into the game now for Pine City. North Branch inbounds to Trevor Johnson. Oh, and we're going to get another quick whistle. So that's going to be the second foul now on Pine City. Not sure who that was on. They're going to call it on Waxberg. Vikings with it. Murphy has it, and he tried to get it to his teammate Rain, but it hit a Dragon leg, and Jusak will take it. He'll give it off now to Peterson. Peterson works on the top of the key, gives it to Wilson. Wilson to Jusak. Jusak a long 3. Oh, no good. It looked like it was on the mark, but just a little bit short, and the Vikings will take over. Schoberl, he has it, gives it off to Johnson. Johnson, he'll work on the near side, trying to get past Peterson. Peterson did a nice job to get his hand in there. Johnson almost lost it. He gives it to Murphy. Murphy now gives it off to Klein. Klein with the pass inside, nearly taken away, though. Schoberl passes it to Johnson, and that's going to go out of bounds off the Vikings, and the Dragons will take over. 8-7, the Dragons lead, 13:57 to go in the first half. Now checking in for the Vikings is at Andrew Thowald. He was the quarterback for the North Branch Vikings this fall. Had a great career with the Vikings. Luke Wilson will work for 3. That's going to be a little bit long, no good, and Johnson will get the rebound for the Vikings. Klein works it up the court, and he'll give it off now to Thowell. Thowell drives inside, spins around, gives it off to Klein for 3. That's in. Klein for 3, and Thowell with the assist. Fans don't like it that there was no call on that, but it's 10-8 in favor of the Vikings. Cole Waxberg has it. He works around. One tried to get a pick, and now he'll give it off to Peterson. Instead, it goes past him. Thiemann right there to keep it alive for the Dragons. He'll give it to Waxberg on the near side elbow. Waxberg will work to his right, puts it up for 3, and almost, but no good. Rebound by Jusak. He's no good. He gets his own rebound. Jusak passes it to Peterson. Peterson inside for 2. The assist to Jusak, and that ties things up at 10. Rame with it. He'll give it off to Klein on the far side corner, now to Johnson. And we're going to get a foul here on the Dragons. That'll be their team's third. 12:55 to go, first half. They're going to get Peterson for that foul. Thiemann will check out, and in for him will be Blaisdell. Also going to check into the game now will be Lamont Sidney. Sidney worked himself into the game at East Central. He had a pretty good game. He had I think 4 or 5 rebounds and 8 points, so a good outing there for him. Now Carson Klein has it. He gives it to Rain, back to Klein. Klein wants to get up to the three-point line. Instead, he'll pass it on the far side, and putting it up for 2 is no good from Thauold. He gets his own rebound, gives it back to Klein. No good on the 3, and Waxberg will be right there for the rebound. Waxberg gives it off to Wilson. Wilson brings it back, top of the key, gives it off to Waxberg. Far side 3, no good. Cameron Jusak, though, right there for the rebound. He gets it up and in for 2. Cameron Jusak makes it a 12-10 game with 12:19 to go here in the first half, and that will bring the game's first timeout here from North Branch. North Branch going to call their first team timeout, trailing 12-10 here. Just under 6 minutes off the clock in the first half. 3 team fouls for Pine City, 1 for North Branch. Leading the way so far for Pine City is Cole Waxberg with 6 points. Cameron Jusak right there with 4, and then Dylan Peterson with 2. On the other side for the North Branch Vikings, leading the way for them is Trevor Johnson. He has 5 points. Head coach Josh Beaver and Pine City head coach Kyle Allen. Vikings will get set to inbound, and they do. They get it to Rame. Rame will work past Blaisdell. He's quick with his feet, gets it through a double team, now gives it off to Klein. Klein will pull up from long 2, no good on the shot, and rebounded there by Jusak. Jusak quickly up the court, and he's going to stop and give it off to Waxberg. Waxberg on the near side elbow. Waxberg pass to Jusak on the inside. Far side pass, Jason Thiemann in the far side corner for 3, no good off the front of the rim, and an easy rebound there for the North Branch Vikings. Now with it is Thauold on the near side corner. He gives it off now to Klein, and now with it is Rame. He works past one defender, made a miss. He puts it up and in for 2, and that'll tie things up again at 12. 11.5 to go first half. Waxberg for the Dragons has it. He'll give it off to Thiemann. Thiemann far side elbow. Drives to his left, gives it off to Waxberg. Waxberg pauses for just a moment. Now drifting towards the middle, gives it off far side to Blaisdell. Now to Thiemann. Thiemann drives inside, stops at the free throw line, gives it to Waxberg. Waxberg, he drives inside, tried to get it to Jusak, but Jusak was guarded well by Johnson, and Johnson's going to be there to take it away. And then we're going to get a foul on the Dragons. That'll be their team's 4th, and I think they're going to get Waxberg on that one. They get Jusak. I think I confused myself there. I meant to say Jusak got the foul. Apparently 12 and 14 are similar numbers in my brain. So the North Branch Vikings will get a couple substitutions here. Now checking in is Gabe Husett. Gabe Husett in the game for North Branch, and working up the court with it now is Murphy. That's Thauold. Thauold drives inside. He stops. He slipped, but he manages to get it off now to Schoberl. Schoberl to Klein. Carson Klein will get it to Thauold, and Thauold on the far side for 3. The assist from Klein makes it 15-12. North Branch. Waxberg, he thought about 3, gives it off to Jusak for 3. That's long, and rebound there by the Vikings. And trying to drive inside are the Vikings, but that ball going to be taken right back. Both teams battling for the ball here, and then the shot there for 2 makes it 17-12. Jusak with it. He gives it off to Waxberg. Waxberg trying to start something for their offense, no good. And the Vikings will get it back. It's Klein who gives it off now to Thauold. Thauold all the way across court to Schoberl, and he manages to bring it down. And now, with it, that was Husett. He gives it off to Schoberl. In the near side corner, it's Klein. Klein stops on his drive. He gives it off to Thauold. Thauold, jumper, no good. And Lamont Sidney right there for the rebound. Up the court with it is Wilson. Wilson on the far side trying to get past one defender. He gets it to Blaisdell, who will then throw it back to Wilson, and it looks like before that happened, we're going to get Kyle Allen, who calls a timeout for the Dragons. Blaisdell was in a bit of trouble there on the boundary. The defender working on him and guarded him well, and looked like Blaisdell might have had no opportunity to really get that ball out. He did manage to get it off to Wilson, but luckily, I think that his head coach called a timeout. Better to call the timeout and get your player out of a little bit of a squeeze that he's in than to take the chance and give the ball right back to the Vikings, who are getting pretty hot now on offense, and they're starting to create some points and create off of turnovers as well. 9.5 to go in the first half, 17-12, Vikings with the lead. Waxberg will inbound. He tried to get it to Peterson, but that's going to be stolen away by Schoborough. Well, not what you wanted if you're the Dragons at all. Now with it, that's fouled on the far side. The pass, oh my goodness, it goes off the rim. He was trying to get it to Schoborough. It goes off the rim, and the Vikings get it back. Carson Klein has it, far side pass now to Husett. Husett stops his drive. He'll give it off to Thowell. Thowell drives, and another whistle there is going to make this the 5th team foul for Pine City. So another team foul for Pine City, halfway mark of this first half, and it's Colton Blaisdell with his second. Vikings will get set to inbound. Carson Klein, he'll lob it to Husett. Now to Schoborough for a long three, no good. And Jusak, he gets the rebound. Almost got a hand to the face on the rebound. Luckily, he didn't. He'll give it off to Thiemann near side corner for three. In and out once again. He just cannot get lucky with that rim. That rim just, Ian's super tough with him on his shots. Carson Klein, he has it for the Vikings. He'll give it off to Husett. Husett has that one nearly stolen away by Thiemann. Somehow Husett gets it back. Houston fighting to keep that alive. Almost traveled. I think he might have, but he was able to get the ball away, and then driving inside for the shot is Klein. And Klein going to be called for the offensive charge. Charge on offense from Carson Klein. Get a couple of substitutions here for North Branch. Mason Young going to see the court for the first time in this substitution. Dragons take it back up court, 8:20 to go. Luke Wilson has it. He'll give it to Charles. Mason Charles for three, no good. And Dylan Peterson somehow gets that rebound. I don't know how, but he did. Peterson has it now. And he gives it to Jusak, a hot jump pass to Peterson, but it is going to be stolen away by the Vikings. 17-12, they lead. It's Murphy with it. He'll give it off to Rame. Rame now back to Murphy. Near side to Johnson. He's no good on the three, and racing in for the rebound is Mason Charles. Luke Wilson up the court on the far side. Looks to get a pick from Jusak. He does. Three, no good. And the Dragons right now just cannot get that 3-point to fall. But when they do, man, they're going to be putting this Vikings defense in an uncomfortable situation because they've had some open shots. Now taking it to the basket for two is Adam Rame. Making it 19-12. 7:10 to go. Wilson, far side pass to Mason Charles. This looks good as well, but it's just long. So no good again on the three, and Vikings working up the court quickly, and it is Rame again with the shot. No good, and another foul goes against the Dragons. That'll be their 6th team foul. I think this one on Charles it is. So Rame is at the line to shoot two. Dragons trail by 7. First one up and good from Rame. Goes off the front of the rim first, then slides to the back and eventually works its way in. Lamont Sidney will check back into the game for Charles. As Adam Rame gets set for his second of 2 free throws. This one, no good. And for the rebound is Jusak once again. Jason Thiemann all the way across court to Lamont Sidney, now to Peterson. Peterson will give it back to Sidney in the far side corner. Oh, he wanted to get that ball to Jusak, but I think the ball slipped from his hands, but luckily the defender threw it back, and Peterson is right there to grab it for the Dragons. Jason Thiemann now with it. Thiemann will work towards the far side. He stops. Trying to pass it, he will to Wilson. Wilson now stops at the far side elbow. Working towards that corner. He stops once again, tries to drive, and that ball goes through Peterson's legs, and the Vikings have it back. And now for 2 on the other side goes Rame, and all of a sudden it's 22-12 Vikings. Luke Wilson has it. Now to Peterson. Peterson on the far side. Gives it off there to Wilson. Wilson gives it off to Thiemann now on the near side. Thiemann wants to drive. Instead, he stops, pulls, and gives it to Peterson. Peterson pass to Wilson. Wilson on the near side. A bounce pass there to Jusak. Jusak going to be fouled. Got through the defender, but he was fouled. That'll be the Vikings' 3rd team foul with 5:55 to go. The first on Adam Rame. Leads the team in scoring right now with 9 points, and it's going to be a shooting foul, so Jusak will be at the line to shoot 2. And Jusak is good on the first. So that'll end the scoring drought here for Pine City. It's 22-9. That'll drop their lead down from double digits. So Jusak is good on the first, looking for his second. And he's good on both. Cameron Jusak makes both and shrinks it down to an 8-point lead for the Vikings, but Rame working through this Dragon defense so far, and they have not been able to stop him as of late. They've got him double teamed now. He wants to work through the double team, and he's just going to put up a shot, and it falls. Right now, Rame cannot be stopped. He is just kind of working on this defense, and anything he throws up falls. Luke Wilson has it. He's trying to get around the defense. Passes it to Waxberg. It was tipped. Now to Peterson. Back to Wilson in the near side corner. Back to Waxberg. Waxberg wanted the 3. Instead, he pulls down, trying to dribble away from the defense. Far side pass to Thiemann. This one falls. It's about time. And Jason Thiemann finally gets one to fall. The assist from Waxberg. And now that you get that one to fall, you start to feel like the Dragons are going to start to get something rolling here on offense. Driving inside is Schobirl, and the pass going to be tipped out of bounds by the Dragon. Pass is going to Carson Klein. Dragons trail by 7 now with 5:05 to go in the first half. Again, you can kind of just feel the frustration for the Dragons on offense. They couldn't get that 3-ball to fall, and then Thiemann finally got one to fall there. Murphy, he gives it to Johnson. Johnson drives, pulls up from just inside the free throw line, and rebound there by Cole Waxberg. Waxberg will give this ball off to Wilson. Wilson wanted to go back to Waxberg, but he was guarded well. Now Wilson tries to drive inside. And he'll give it to Jusak. Jusak, he wants to drive inside. Got the shot to fall, and one. They're going to count the shot. The foul is going to be on the Vikings. That's going to be their 4th team foul. Make it 24-19. And the head coach, Josh Beaver, wants an explanation. He's not too happy with the call. But Jusak, meanwhile, at the line, trying to convert this into a 3-point play and bring the lead down to 4. He does. 3-point play there for Cameron Jusak with 4:40 to go. 24-20 the lead for the Vikings. It's Klein who has it. He works past Thiemann. Now we'll give it off to Johnson. Johnson will pass it back to Klein. And we're going to get a foul on the Dragons. That'll be the team's 7th, and that will send Johnson to the line for a 1-and-1. That's the first on Thiemann. So Trevor Johnson at the line for the Vikings, and he'll be shooting a 1-and-1. Blaisdell is going to check out of this game. Thiemann checked out for a moment, then he comes back in for Blaisdell. Trevor Johnson at the line for the Vikings for a 1-1. First one is good. He was pretty confident with that one. He did not move an inch. He just knew that one was going in. Nate Skiba checks into the game now for Travis Schoberl. Trevor Johnson at the line. He made his first. No good on the second, but it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, and it's going to stay with the Vikings. Ball will stay with the Vikings. Last touch by the Dragons, 25-20. Vikings lead 4.5 minutes to go in this first half. It's Carson Klein who will inbound now to Murphy, trying to get it into some traffic, and that ball still squirting around, but the Dragons finally settle it down. Now we're going to get a foul. No shot. The foul came well before the shot, unfortunately for Dylan Peterson, and the ref kind of smiles at Kyle Allen, says nope. He wanted to kind of give it to him, but that the shot came well after the foul occurred. Good call there by the referee, in my opinion. Second foul now for Trevor Johnson. It's his team's 5th. Luke Wilson will inbound here to Cameron Jusak. Jusak spins around. Looking to spin around once again. He's going to be double-teamed. That pass to Peterson, and man, those passes have just been hard to come by tonight for the Dragons. They want to work that tonight, and then they leave wide open Adam Rame for 2, and that'll extend it now to a 27-20 lead, back up to 7, the lead for the Vikings. Wilson to Peterson. Peterson wants to reset things at the top of the key. He spins around one defender, almost loses his own ankle, and he'll get the ball back, give it to Cameron Jusak. Jusak works through some traffic. He puts up a shot. It's no good, but there is a foul call on the Vikings, and that, I believe, will send Jusak to the line for 2. And it will. It's Logan Murphy with his second and the team's 6th. Cameron Jusak good on the first. 6-point deficit for the Dragons now. Jusak. Oh, that one was halfway down before it came out. So 1 of 2 there for Jusak. And the pass inside now to Skiba. Skiba back to Murphy. Murphy, he gives it off to Klein on the far side elbow. That's no good for 3. And right there is Peterson working hard for that rebound. He does manage to bring it down. Cole Waxberg will take it up the court now. He sits on the far side, gives it to Jusak. Jusak, one step to his right, pulls up the 3. It's no good. And that rebound there by Skiba. Klein has it now, and Klein on the far side. He stops his dribble. He'll give it off to Rame. Rame, he works inside. Beautiful pass there, and wide open for 2 is Schoberl. Just a nice assist there from Rame. And the Dragons down by 8. Peterson, nice drive, physical drive inside, and he gets that one to fall. Peterson was not going to be denied on that one. 29-23. Just under 3 minutes to go. Vikings work it back up the court with Rame. Rame has it. He gives it off to Murphy. Murphy, he drifts towards his right. He gets around one defender, then gives it off again to Schoberl. Another easy 2 there for Schoberl. Makes it 31-23. Peterson has it back. 2.5 to go. He wants to work through one defender again. No, instead he'll give it off to Thiemann. Thiemann works past 1, and now he's guarded well. Gives it off to Waxberg. Waxberg, pass inside to Peterson, and he could not grab it cleanly, and I believe he had to go out of bounds off his foot. That'll give it back to the Vikings. Again, an 8-point lead, 2:27 to go. Inbound pass to Rame. Rame working on Wilson. Rame, he'll pass it now to Murphy. Murphy gives this one off to Skiba. Skiba, and oh my goodness, the Dragons defense completely lost track of Murphy. He makes it 33-23, back to a 10-point lead for the Vikings. Cole Waxberg, he wants to now work inside. He gets that one to fall. And the N1 opportunity. Good move there by Waxberg to get around the initial defender, and then the defender tried to get back on defense, but really just had no opportunity. And he got the foul. That's going to be the second on Carson Klein, and the team's 7th. Waxberg will be at the line for a possible 3-point play. And no good off the front of the rim. So he manages to get the shot to fall, but cannot convert it into a 3-point play. Now working with it is Rame. He'll give it off to Schoberl. Back to Rame. Rame wants to work inside. And now a call on the Dragons. That'll be the team's 8th. And that'll send Rame to the line for a 1-and-1. Foul is going to be on Wilson. That's his first. And Rame is no good on his first. And Jusak had the rebound for a moment, but the Vikings able to get it back. It's Schoberl who has it. Gives it off to Carson Klein, who thought about 3. Now passes it inside to Skiba, and we get a whistle. And Waxberg is down. So no shot. Waxberg down. I didn't see what happened. Honestly, I didn't even see him go down. They're going to check him out. So while they take a moment to make sure that he's all right, we'll take a commercial break. Oh, no, he looks like he is. Thought he was going to get up, but we'll take a moment here and hear a word from our sponsors.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream?
Back here at Pine City High School, Cole Waxberg able to get up and walk off under his own power. The trainer is going to take a look. Looked like his left ankle, foot was injured. Hopefully he's okay and able to get back out on the court again. He provides another spark for the Dragons from that 3-point line. You know, last year he showed how good he can be from 3, just working from the pass and quickly getting the pass and shooting. He was just so good at that last year, and he provided that as something the Dragons could really go to in key moments of the game, and he showed it here today, just able to quickly get the pass and take a shot and get it to fall. And now a long 3 from Schoberl. That's no good, and Lamont Sidney not going to be denied that rebound. He'll give it to Peterson, who will now give it to Wilson. Wilson on the far side gets the screen from Jusak. He'll give it to Thiemann. He's going to be double-teamed, and he'll give it to Peterson. Peterson had a lane for a moment to drive inside. Instead, he'll pass it to Wilson. Wilson nearly had that one go past him. He's going to take a long 3, and this one's going to be no good. And the ball's still up for grabs. Peterson had it, and now Thiemann's going to get it back for the Dragons. Just good job there by the Dragons to stay with the ball, stay with the play, and realize that it was not over. Thiemann gets the pass back from Jusak. He'll pass it right back to Jusak. Jusak had to lean towards the boundary line to grab it back, but he manages to get it back, and he's looking for Wilson. He manages to get it to Wilson. Wilson will kind of stop for a moment, slow things down, and Sidney is going to get called for a foul here. I believe an illegal screen. Lamont Sidney is the foul, or gets the foul rather. So 19 fouls now for the Dragons, and the Vikings have it back. Racing up the court is Murphy. Murphy gives it off to Schoberl. Now back to Murphy. Murphy gives it off to Klein. Now on the far side to Rame. Rame trying to get past Sidney. Sidney guarding him well. And now the pass to Klein. Klein is going to work around. And now he'll pass it to Rame. Looks like they're going to work for that last second shot with 22 seconds left. Rame guarded well by Sidney, and looks like Rame's going to step out of bounds. Lamont Sidney with some great defense there. He was suffocating Rame on that boundary line, and eventually Rame stepped out of bounds. Just a nice job there by Sidney to be aggressive while guarding Rame. And Sidney's going to work with the ball. 10 seconds left. Lamont Sidney works to the far side, keeps his back to the defender, nearly has it poked away with 4, 3, 2, and that's going to be last-second shot neither team's going to get a last-second shot. So Lamont Sidney was guarding well, and then he was being guarded well by the Viking defense. And at halftime, we will go, and the Dragons trail the Vikings right now, 25-33 at half here in Pine City. We'll take a commercial break, hear a word from our sponsors. When we come back, I'll recap the first half, let you know our statistical leaders for either team, and I'll give you my keys to the game for both sides in this second half. Again, you're listening to boys basketball here on WCMP.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important, whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones. Call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
This is a story we all share, of a place rooted in tradition and rich with opportunity, of people driven by compassion and vision. At Essentia Health, we're proud to play our role in this story, because we know that this place, these people, are like nowhere else. Visit Essentia Health in Hinckley, Sandstone, or our new location in Moose Lake for all your care needs. Schedule an appointment at essentiahealth.org today.
Are you ready for winter? Call D&E Heating and Air Conditioning in Hinckley. D&E Heating and Cooling is a local Amana dealer with quality workmanship and superior service. Now scheduling into 2022, D&E is ready to assist you, keeping all your heating and air quality appliances working like they should this winter. Their technicians are dependable, knowledgeable, and will provide a professional work ethic. That's their promise to you. Make them your go-to guys for all your heating and air quality systems. Look them up, deheatingcooling.com.
If you've been injured in an auto accident or have sustained other personal injury, you don't have to leave town to get good representation. Spear and Swanson attorneys at law in Pine City are experienced and will work on your case with no fee until they get you money. They also handle divorce and custody cases, criminal defense, including DWI and other legal matters. Spear and Swanson is your local law firm that cares about you. So if you need legal representation or advice, call 320-629-7586. Spear and Swanson, attorneys at law in Pine City.
Back here at Pine City High School, the North Branch Vikings lead over the Pine City Dragons here at halftime, 33-25. Leading the way for the Pine City Dragons there in that first half was Cameron Jusak with 10 points, 8 for Cole Waxberg. But again, he kind of went down with an injury there late in the first half. He was able to get up under his own power and work back to the bench area, and then he went and got looked at by the trainer. So again, hopefully he's okay and he's able to come back into this game sooner rather than later. On the other side for the North Branch Vikings, leading the way for them was Adam Rame. He came alive towards the halfway mark of that first half and just kept on going. The Dragon defense really didn't have an answer for him there in that first half, but they soon eventually figured it out. Were able to stop him from marching so quickly and were able to force him to pass it off to his teammates, but then his teammates got going, and one of the teammates that got going was Trevor Johnson. He had 6 points there in the first half. And then also Andrew Thowald and Travis Schoborough had 4 points there in the first half. 7 first half fouls there for the North Branch Vikings and 9 for the Pine City Dragons. Early on, it looked like Pine City was going to be in foul trouble, and they looked like they were going to be in bad foul trouble early on, but they were able to kind of work things, get them back under control, and figure things out, and they were still aggressive, but they were able to not get as many fouls there in the later parts of the first half and really keep it a clean first half for them. No one really in too big of foul trouble. The only one with 2 fouls right now is Colton Blaisdell, and that's due to the fact that head coach Kyle Allen has done a good job of rotating these players in and out of today's game, and that is probably a big reason why no single one Dragon or multiple Dragons players are in any kind of foul trouble here this evening. If we didn't have more of a rotation for Pine City, we would have definitely seen 1, maybe 2 of the players here tonight in some foul trouble early, but they were able to figure it out and stay aggressive while not grabbing too many fouls. They were actually really able to work on both sides of the ball to get the North Branch Vikings to foul there. They were able to draw the fouls from them and able to get them to commit a couple more fouls there in that first half. The Vikings had none for a while, and then it was 3-1 for the longest time, and then Pine City I think got up to 6, maybe 5 before North Branch got a couple more. So Dragons figured something out there late in that first half and were able to get the Vikings to commit a couple more fouls, but it was a really good first half, a really good back and forth first half. Pine City got going there early and often with the threes. Thiemann hit 1 and Waxberg hit 2, and Jusak has hit 1 there, but that was later on in the first half. And again, they want to get those the 3-point shots to fall. They really were able to find a lot of open 3-point shots. They just could not get them to fall. And Jason Thiemann, who hit 1 towards the halfway mark, you could just tell that the Dragons were a little bit frustrated that they couldn't get them to fall, and because they had wide open shots a lot of the times. They just couldn't get them to fall. And I think if you see them get as many open shots here in the second half as they did in the first, you're going to see them convert on a lot more of those threes, and this is going to be a much different game this second half between these two teams. Of course, for the North Branch Vikings, man, they really tried to work their offense through Rame there throughout much of the first half, and then after the Dragons were able to shut him down, they did a good job of passing the ball around and getting their own players open and getting some open shots for them, or just driving inside and, again, drawing the foul on offense from the Dragons and getting them into a little bit of foul trouble. But, yeah, I think this second half is going to be very good. Again, I talked about fireworks there in the pregame, and I think we're going to see a lot of them here in the second half. A little bit of a lower scoring first half between these two teams than I think maybe some people thought. Of course, at this pace, it'd be a 66-50 finish, but I think we're going to see a lot more scoring here in this second half by both teams, and I think this will be a race to the finish line in this game. But I think for Pine City, I think they just need to get those 3-point shots to fall. I don't think they really need to change anything too much on the offensive side. On defense, I think you just got to slow things down, get back to the fundamentals of defense, and just play your style of defense. They're getting caught out of position too early and too often on the defensive side, and if they can not get caught out of position, man, they're going to put the Vikings in some trouble. For the Vikings, not much you need to change. I think you want to, on defense, tighten up a little bit and not allow the Dragons so many open shots with the 3. Jason Thiemann will start with it for the Dragons. He got off to Peterson. Now on the far side to Wilson for 3, and he is trying to open it up with a 3-point shot. That's going to be no good. And getting the rebound for the Vikings is Murphy, but we're gonna get a whistle early here on the Dragons, and I thought that Blazel had a hold of the ball. I thought they were going to call a jump ball, and then Murphy at the end of it kind of swung his elbow, so got to be careful not to get a foul on yourself for that. Understand being aggressive, but you don't want to get a foul on yourself for being too aggressive. And then Murphy dribbles the ball, he lost it, and then he traveled, so the ball's going to go right back to the Dragons. So tough start to the second half here for both teams. And Blacksburg will inbound now to Wilson. He passes it to Thiemann on the far side. Thiemann now to Peterson. Peterson, Waxburg on the near side for 3. That's off the mark just a little bit, and you can't help but wonder maybe is that ankle bothering him a little bit. Wilson does eventually get the rebound for the Dragons, and Thiemann for the 3. That's Wilson again on the 3-point shot. That's no good, but the rebound up for grabs is going to be going out of bounds. Last touch by the Vikings. The Dragons will inbound. They trail 33-25 with just about 45 seconds off the clock here in the second half. Waxburg gets the inbound. He'll give it to Thiemann, back to Waxburg, now to Peterson. Peterson to Thiemann on the near side corner, back to Peterson. Peterson right back to Thiemann, and he'll give it to Waxburg. Waxburg to Peterson, right back to Thiemann. Now over to Luke Wilson. Vikings doing a very good job of playing defense right now, not allowing any open shots for the Dragons, except for this one from Wilson, and he will rattle it in. Get his first points of the game, make it 28-33. Carson Klein has it for the Vikings. And that pass nearly stolen away, but he managed to get it to Rhyme, and now Klein for 3, and that's no good, and that will bounce out of bounds. And the Dragons will get it back. They just kind of watched that one bounce out of bounds, but there was a Viking who was there to try and keep it alive, but luckily for the Dragons, he was unable to, and the Dragons will lob pass it to Wilson on their side of the half court. Now to Thiemann, and Wilson again will shoot from 3. This one's long, and trying to get the rebound was Waxburg, but he was in between 2 Vikings, and the Vikings will get it. And now for 3 from Trevor Johnson, but it's no good. Dylan Peterson will get the rebound, but he tried to, I don't know if he tried to throw it off the defender to get it out of bounds, but that didn't work, and now Schoberl will get a 2 for the Vikings, and it's 35-28. Peterson from Wilson, right back to Wilson. To Waxburg, Jusak trying to spin around and put up a shot. He does, off the backboard, in for 2. It's 35-30. Thiemann working on Klein. He almost got the steal. He'll get it off in time to Johnson. Johnson works past one defender, pulls up from the free throw line. It bounces once and it bounces in. For 2, it's 37-30. So just as slowly as it looked like both these teams were starting here in the second half, all of a sudden, we are in the middle of a scoring battle, and Cole Waxburg going to get in on it. He scores a 3, making it 37-33. This pass was tipped from Rame, and he'll get it back from his teammate. Murphy passed it back, and now Looks like we're going to get a foul on the Dragons. Dragon fans want a foul or a travel call, but not the case. Waxburg, you can tell that ankle's bothering him. Mason Charles does check in. It's going to be the second foul on Luke Wilson, or second team foul. And it was not a shooting foul. They lined up as if it was, but they're going to say no. 37-33, 15:09 to go. Inbound here from Klein to Rame. Rame will get it now to Murphy. Murphy pauses, gives it in the corner here to Rame for three. No good. And we're going to get a foul call once again on the Dragons. We're getting in early foul trouble here in the second half. Not what you want. The Vikings have shown to capitalize on that. Lob pass into Trevor Johnson. And he faked once. Took a step, could have been in travel, but no call. And then on the shot from him is no good. Jusak gets the rebound, and he'll take it up the court. Goes one way with it, then pass it to Thiemann. Now back to Jusak. Jusak works towards the near side. He points to Wilson, and Wilson will get the pass. Wilson right back to Jusak. Jusak drifts to the far side. Works in between some defenders, and I don't know how, but Klein did a great job of keeping that ball in play for the Vikings. And now taking it up the court is Rame, who's no good on the shot. Thiemann almost mistimed that rebound, but he was able to come down with it. Wilson, he has it, gives it to Thiemann. Thiemann will work towards the near side. He works in between the defender, and the defender, Schoberl, will get a block. Vikings have it Rame to Johnson, and Johnson left uncovered. Jusak will have it, trying to drive, backs it out, resetting the offense, gets the call from Kyle Allen. Now gives it to Luke Wilson, 39-33 with 13:50 to go. Wilson inside to Jusak, and that ball is going to be taken away. Dragons showing a little bit of sign of frustration here as Klein gets it, and they're passing it around, and the pass goes to Murphy. Murphy will drive inside, no good on the shot. And looks like it's going to be called on Mason Charles, his third, team's fourth. Kyle Allen going to call over Thiemann and Jusak. Just grab some water as Murphy shoots two. He misses on his first. Dragons look a little bit frustrated out there. They have had some open shots for three that haven't fallen. Then they've driven inside, haven't gotten those shots to fall, and Murphy hits his second. 40-33. Luke Wilson drives, stops on his drive. He'll drive once again, and now pass it to Peterson. Peterson now to Jusak, and Jusak wide open for three. Oh, that rattles in and out, and Jusak claps his hands in frustration. And then the pass, or the ball went out of bounds, and Vikings tried to keep it alive, but the Dragons hustle play, get back to it in time. Now Thiemann for three, and Thiemann hits that to fall, makes it 40-36, and that is what they need. The Dragons right now just need every shot they can to fall to boost their morale. That pass back out to Murphy, wide open from three, and yeah, you can't leave anyone on their team open like that. They're going to make you pay for that. Murphy for three, and now Wilson has it. He gives it to Peterson. Peterson to Jusak, who maybe if he got the pass just a tad sooner, would have pulled up instead. Now Luke Wilson for three. That's no good, and Carson Klein is right there for the rebound. The rebounds right now heavily favoring the Vikings, and I'm certain that's something that the Dragons will have to figure out before too long. Otherwise, this game could start to heavily favor the Vikings, but right now, still only a 7-point game. And then, oh my goodness, Trevor Johnson, he pulled up for three over the defender, and I don't know how he got it to fall, but he did. 46-36, a 10-point lead now for the Vikings. Jusak will take the pass and pull it up from three, and that ball is no good. Out of bounds, last touched by the Dragons. Yeah, the Dragons certainly aren't out of this game by any means, and they don't look like an inferior team to the Vikings. It just looks like right now they're a little bit frustrated, and that's showing, and they're leaving too many of the Viking shooters open on the perimeter, and They just don't want, and not only that, they're getting into a little bit of foul trouble. And then Trevor Johnson, man, he's having quite a second half here. Goes inside and drives and gets it to fall for two, 48-36. Cole Waxberg gets the pass, and he'll give it off to Peterson on the far side elbow. Now trying to work around the defender, gives it to Jusak. Jusak spins around, tries to underhand it up to the basket, and no good. And then racing after it are Thiemann and fouled, and it goes out of bounds, and I believe Thowell touched it last. He did, and Thiemann will inbound for the Dragons. He'll get it to Waxberg. Waxberg on the inbound from three. We'll get that one to fall. Waxberg makes it 48-39, an 8-point game or 9-point game. Rame will give it off to Murphy. Murphy stands and trying to get around Waxberg, but Waxberg stands his ground. Waxberg not fooled at all. Klein will get it back. And now Klein to Murphy. That's Thowell. Thowell on the far side. He'll give it off now to Skiba, and Skiba now back to Klein on the near side elbow. Gives it off to Trevor Johnson. Johnson fakes once and then pulls up from long two. That's no good, and then the rebound. Oh, Peterson chased after it, and I don't think he could decide whether to let it go out of bounds. I think he thought the defender was a lot closer than he was, and he tried to grab it and take it back the other way for the Dragons, but it slipped and wound up touching out of bounds, so the Vikings will keep it. 10:50 to go in this half, and Trevor Johnson gets the pass from Klein. Now to Thowell for three, and that's good as well. Thowell from three makes it 51-39. Luke Wilson gives it off to Jusak. Jusak, and he's going to be fouled as he tries to pass that one away. So the first team foul here in the second half for the Vikings is going to go on Trevor Johnson, his third. Trevor Johnson wants an explanation as he goes to the sideline. Wilson trying to inbound. He lobs it to Blaisdell. Blaisdell will now walk and give it to Waxberg, and now to Wilson. Wilson trying to work past Rame. Now get a screen and then pass it over to Waxberg. Waxberg in the face of defenders, puts up the three, gets it to fall. Cole Waxberg makes it a 9-point deficit for the Dragons. Rame with it. Rame going around the defenders. He'll hand it off now to Thowell. Thowell bounce pass to Schoberl. Schoberl to Rame, and now wide open for three is Klein. And again, Vikings are making the Dragons pay for leaving them any bit open right now. 54-42, 12-point lead for the Vikings with 9:38 to go. And now we're going to get ball stolen away by the Vikings. They're going to say kick ball. Thowell took it away, but they're going to say he kicked it as he went to go steal it, and the Dragons catch a break. Maybe the break they needed just to kind of change momentum a little bit. Waxberg to Jusak. Jusak now to Blaisdell. Blaisdell to Waxberg on the far side, and when you're hot, but no good on that one. That one just looked like it was a bit off from the time he pulled up. And now for three the other way is Rame, and this time they cannot get it to fall, but they get the rebound anyways. On the rebound was Klein, and now taking it away is Peterson. So they'll get it back, even though the Vikings did get the rebound. Peterson, he's guarded well there by Skiba, and he'll get it off. Now with it is Waxberg. Waxberg gives it to Wilson. Halfway mark here in the second half. Wilson, pass far side to Waxberg. Waxberg, he wants a three. He thought about pulling up from long range, but he instead passes to Wilson. He gets a screen from Peterson. Now back to Waxberg. Waxberg again thought about three, and defender was right there to guard him. Jusak has it now to Wilson. Now to Blaisdell for three. No good. And again, the Vikings are just getting themselves in position for rebounds right now, and they're heavily favored on the rebound side of things. Rame takes the pass. He'll work inside. Now get it off to Schoberl. Schoberl fakes one man out, and tried to pass it back to Rame, and Jusak got his hand in that passing lane. In fact, he got his whole arm in there, almost stole it away, but it will travel out of bounds, and Vikings will get it back. They catch a little bit of a break there. Lob pass inbounds to Rame. And now to Klein for 3, and they have missed on their last 2. So maybe this is something the Dragons can use and work with, as the Vikings have, again, missed their last 2 shots. And Peterson, he wanted to drive inside, and then he's going to get fouled. That foul is the first on Skiba. North Branch fans thought that Peterson traveled, but Peterson is going to be at the line to shoot 2. Peterson no good on the first. That was close to a travel for Peterson, but I think the foul occurred right before a travel may have happened. Peterson, no good on the second. Jusak falls along with a North Branch defender, and now working inside is Thowell, and Thowell will get that one to fall. Hard to work on defense when you're down 1 man, and Jusak was kind of fell on top of, and this ball from Waxberg out to Wilson after he almost lost it from 3, no good, and Schoberl right there for the rebound. And again, the rebounds are so heavily favored to the Vikings right now. And then Wilson thought he had a steal, but they're going to get a whistle. It's going to go against the Dragons, and it looked like that was all ball to me, but referees do not agree. Wilson going to have his 3rd foul of the evening, the team's 5th. 7:44 to go, 56-42. North Branch with the lead. It's Carson Klein who passes it, and now they pass inside to Schoberl. Now to Rame. Rame takes 1 step inside, and then he drives and just puts up a little bit of a floater to the basket, and he gets it to fall. Those are his first points of the second half, by the way, so Dragons did a good job of holding him off until that point. Wilson with it now. His team trails by 16. He'll give it to Blaisdell, to Waxberg, right back to Wilson. Wilson works around the perimeter, gives it off to Waxberg near side, and that one was well short, but Peterson able to get the rebound. Peterson stops on his drive, back to Waxberg at the top of the key, and he's been a little bit off on his last couple of shots, and this one's going to roll off of Schoberl, and that will stay with the Dragons with 7:06 to go here in the second half. Vikings will get a couple of substitutions here. Dragons will keep their 5 out there. 58-42. Again, this game really doesn't feel like a 16-point game. It feels a lot closer than that. Wilson will have to inbound it quickly. Just a lob to Waxberg, and Waxberg does a good job to come down with it in the face of a defender. He gets it to Wilson. Wilson on their side trying to work around 2 defenders, and then instead he'll back out, give it to Jusak. Jusak saying, hey, come here, and he's going to give it to Wilson. Jusak gives it to Blaisdell on the far side to Waxberg, and Wilson now works with it again. Wilson bring on Thowell. He'll give it to Waxberg and right back to Wilson. Now to Jusak. Jusak spins around, puts up a shot off the glass, no good. A couple of Viking teammates fighting for the rebound, but they eventually get it. Thowell now gives it to Trevor Johnson, who makes 1 defender miss. Drives to the basket and puts it up and in for 2. 60-42 now. And this is not what you want if you're the Dragons. You don't want to give them any reason to pull away. And from long range 3, it's Luke Wilson who banks it off the glass in for 3. 60-45. So just like that, it's down to a 15-point lead for the Vikings. But the Vikings just seem to have a little bit more juice on the offensive side right now. And almost stolen away by Jusak. Jusak and Blaisdell were right there for the double team, and Jusak almost stole it away, but it goes out of bounds. They're going to say last touch by Jusak, and inbounding it's going to be Trevor Johnson. He'll get it to Murphy. Murphy will work towards that far side. He'll stop, now pass it to Johnson. Johnson looking for Husett. Husett tries to drive inside, spins around, gives it to Thowell. Thowell fakes once and drives to the far side. Now to Husett. Husett drives, pulls up, and that shot's going to not be good. And not only that, they're going to get the charge on the Vikings. Gabe Huset will be the guilty party for the Vikings. That's his first foul of this game. Team's third here in the second half. Waxberg will get set to inbound, and looks like a late substitution here for the Vikings. Rame comes in for Thowell. Waxberg inbounds to Wilson, and Vikings will let him take it up the court. 5.5 to go in the game. It's Blaisdell who passes to Waxberg. A really quick, fast pass in to Jusak. I'm surprised Jusak held on to that one, but some soft hands from Jusak on the assist, and makes it 60-47. Oh, and yeah, that's a foul, Waxberg. Waxberg knew it. He looked at the ref. He said, yeah, that's definitely on me, as he tried to go for the steal, and there was no malicious intent there from Waxberg. He just tried to go after the steal, and the defender, the Vikings player, stopped so quickly that he ran into him. Johnson will inbound here to Murphy, and Murphy, he'll stop and give it off to Huset. Huset, he looks for Rame, and now Rame drives. He spins around, stops on his dribble. He'll give it off. And the pass quickly to Huset. Inside, Murphy gives it to Johnson. Johnson pass to Huset. Huset to Murphy on the far side for three, and he'll get it to fall. I mean, any little open spot, and the Vikings are making the Dragons pay. Wilson works with it, trying to go to top of the key. Instead, he gives it off to Waxberg on the far side, who will give it to Wilson. Wilson trying to get it around one. Instead, he runs into Jusak, and he will give it to Blaisdell, who gives it right back to Wilson. Wilson, far side to Waxberg for three. No good, but Jusak is there for the rebound. He'll get the rebound himself. And now back to Wilson. Wilson, Jusak, no good on the shot, and rebound by the Vikings, and Trevor Johnson wide open. Goes Rame for two. And it's 63-47, Vikings with the lead. Luke Wilson will pull up from long three. That one rattles out, no good. And there for the rebound is Huset. Huset, he's going to quickly go up the court, and now working inside was Rame, and he almost gave that ball away. Instead, the Vikings will get it back. Now Murphy will put up a shot that falls, and right now it seems like the Vikings can do no wrong. 67-47, a 20-point lead. He'll give the ball to Waxberg. Waxberg now to Peterson. Peterson to Waxberg, and Waxberg drives inside. Can't get it to fall, but going to get a foul call on the Vikings. Waxberg will be at the line to shoot two. That's going to be on Johnson. His fourth. He has two in each half. Waxberg good on the first. 67-48. Waxberg will set up for his second. And he makes both. So Waxberg gets both to fall, and we're going to get a timeout here by the Dragons. And while they take a timeout, we'll take a timeout as well. You're listening to Boys Basketball, 106.5 FM, AM 1350 WCMP.
Getting the kids to practice on time. Remembering if it's your day to bring snacks. Making it to the game with a clean jersey. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like whether your kid is going to run toward first or third base. That's simple human sense.
Visit Town & Country Insurance today at townandcountry-ins.com or stop in our offices in Finlayson, Hinckley, and Mora.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Pine City High School. The Dragons trail the Vikings 67-49. It does not feel like that big a deficit here for the Dragons, but this game has gone by so swiftly. The Vikings have seemingly kind of taken the air out of the defense of the Dragons, and they go up the court so quickly that it seems like the Dragons don't even have time to get back on the defensive side of the ball. Even though, the Dragons are fresh, it just seems like sometimes the Vikings do a good job of passing it so well, and just the Dragons have had no chance at times, but they'll leave Klein, and now the Vikings will pass this ball around a lot, and Schoberl on the shot. He's no good. Wilson gets the rebound. Gives off to Blaisdell, now to Peterson. Peterson will have to jump over the Viking that went down, but he gets it to fall, and it's 67-51. Murphy gets the pass, gives it to Klein. He'll get the pass back from Klein, right back to Klein in the near side corner. He'll give it right back to Murphy. Murphy to Johnson. Johnson will give it off to Rame on the far side. Now to Murphy. Murphy takes one step, passes it to Klein, and then to Johnson, who almost had that one stolen away by Peterson. Now to the inside to Schoberl. Schoberl will back out, give it to Klein. Looks like the Vikings are going to play a little bit of keep away to drain some of the clock. Klein, will now give it to Murphy. Murphy almost has it stolen away, and he'll let it bounce to Rame, and Rame will pass it out to Klein. Schoberl back to Klein, and now to Johnson. Johnson drives inside, and the Dragons were kind of just daring him to drive, and they were waiting, and they were able to get the rebound. Wilson now to Waxberg, who pulls up from 3 right away, no good. Trevor Johnson gets the rebound, and now we get a timeout, I believe called by the Vikings, just to get in some substitutions. A couple new players checking into the game for him. It's Mason Young along with Brody Beaver, as well as Andrew Thowald. Gabe Husett also in the game. Dragons will substitute some of their guys in. It's going to be Charlie Osmus, Nick Plajek. Also in the game is Micah Overtoom and Riley Cummings. And up the court goes Thowald, and he quickly scores the 2. 69-51, and taking it up the court is Ashton Seals. Seals has it on the near side, and he'll give it now to Charlie Osmus. Charlie Osmus trying to work around the defender, gives it to Seals. Seals spins around. He has to stop midway through his spin, and now for the three-point ball, it's no good from Charlie Osmus. And the Vikings get the rebound. Thowald, that pass almost too long, and he'll give it now to Brody Beaver, and now for 3 is Husett, no good. Rebound by the Dragons. Seals with it, trying to drive inside. He falls, and they're going to call him for the travel as he does fall. Good sportsmanship there from Mason Young, who helped him up. And he will inbound it. Young almost faked himself out of his shoes, and now the pass for Brody Beaver, just a little bit too long. That led him out of bounds, and Dragons will get it back. 69-51, the score with 40 seconds to go. Seals stops on his dribble, and he'll give it off to Overtomb. Overtomb, he wants to drive, and now he'll give it off to Riley Cummings for a three. That's no good, and Brody Beaver is going to step on the boundary line. So the Vikings will get, the Dragons will get the ball back. 69-51 they lead. Vikings do, and it's 24 seconds left. The inbound to Nick Plajek. Nick Plajek gives it to Overtomb, who has it blocked, and then it's going to be taken away by the Vikings, fouled. And then to Husett, and 13-12, 10 seconds left in this game. Vikings will more than likely just dribble this one out. 5-4, 3-2-1, and that will be the final. The Dragons fall here at home to the North Branch Vikings, 51-69. So the Vikings improved to 5-1 on the season. Dragons fall to 2-3 on the season. A tough one here for the Dragons, but they'll look to come back after the Christmas break and get things going at the tournament that we will talk about here just after we recap this game and look at what's coming up for both the Dragons and the Vikings here for the rest of the basketball season. But we will take a commercial break, and when we come back, again, I'll recap this game and let you know what's coming up for both the Vikings and the Pine City Dragons after the Christmas break, and I'll also let you know the broadcast schedule here for WCMP. Of course, you're listening to Basketball on 106.5 FM, AM 1350.
With high school sports season here again, Wellia Health wants to remind you that they want to help your athletes stay in the game. Sports medicine services are available at every Wellia Health campus. Whether it's the young athlete, the weekend warrior, or the accomplished athlete, injuries can happen. Get back in the game by calling the sports medicine experts at Wellia Health, 320-679-1313. Wellia Health. Live life well.
When something is important to you, you'll do anything to make sure it's protected. You want someone you know, someone you trust to help you take care of it. That's why you need to work with Pine Insurance Agency and Auto Owners Insurance. With over 50 years combined experience, let the experts at Pine Insurance Agency help you protect what's important. Whether it's your home, car, farm, insurance, or loved ones, call them today to set up a free, no-obligation quote. Your local Auto Owners Insurance Agency is Pine Insurance Agency, located in a Northridge Center in Pine City.
Since 1967, Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley, has been where to go for all your building projects. Let Gerald Schmidt help you with designing, remodeling, or any new construction. Schmidt Construction specializes in residential home building, agricultural, industrial, and commercial buildings. With expert advice on all of your building projects and ideas, when you hire a contractor to take care of your building needs, you can't do better than Schmidt Construction, general contractor in Hinckley. 320-384-7901.
It's the holiday season. That means sipping hot chocolate and spending time with family and friends. But it also means winter is here, and your furnace is working hard. With your comfort and safety as our top priority, Aquarius Home Services is offering a $55 furnace tune-up and safety inspection. At Aquarius, it's about keeping you cozy warm and worry-free for the holidays, and treating your home and time with respect. Schedule your furnace inspection today at AquariusHomeservices.com. Aquarius, earning the right to be recommended.
Minnesota. It's home. Hot summers at the lake, beautiful falls, snowy winters, and rainy springs. We experience it all. Make sure you're ready to handle whatever this state throws at you with help from Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Minnesota Equipment carries brands you love, like John Deere, Steel, Toro, Gravely zero-turn mowers, and Aaron snowblowers. Their helpful staff can not only get you the equipment you need, but can help you maintain it so it will last. Plus, they carry a full line of farm equipment. Minnesota Equipment in Isani. Online at minnesotaequipment.com.
Mortgage rates haven't been this low since 2017. Chad Greenway talking Franzen Bank Mortgages. Now is a great time to buy or build your first home, your dream home, or that cabin you've always wanted. Or maybe refinance and lower your monthly payment. The local mortgage experts at Franzen Bank will find an option that best fits your situation. Buying, building, or refinancing. Find a Franzen Bank mortgage expert today at franzenbank.com/getthere. Tell them Greenway sent you. Franzen Bank and Trust. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
All right, back here on WCMP, I'm now joined by Grayson. How was it to be a Junior Dragon?
It was very fun.
All right, thanks, buddy, for joining us. And now we'll be joined by our Nichols Cafe player of the game here, Cole Waxberg. Cole, this was a tough one for you guys, but you got things going early there with the 3-point game. Was that kind of the game plan at the beginning?
The game plan was we were focused on defense, and we were just trying not to drop that foot, not let them get middle, and we didn't really do very well on that. But I just was trying to get things going on the offensive end, trying to get the guys going, and it wasn't enough. But
oh yeah, it's a tough one there for you. But you seem to get things going early. And how did it feel to get kind of that momentum for your team once you really started to get those threes rolling for your team?
it was good. I would have hoped that we could have capitalized on the offensive end and then transferred that to the defensive and played better D, but we just couldn't get it, and the momentum wasn't enough.
Yeah, it's a tough one here for you guys, but it never felt like it was out of reach for you as a team. What was the message to you as you were going through this game from Coach Allen to kind of get you guys knowing, hey, you're not out of it?
He was just trying to help us get it going on the defensive end, trying to tell us just focus on defense, don't focus on offense, go get boards, and offensive. It wasn't really the plan to just shoot a bunch of threes. We were just trying to play defense and get fast breaks, get easy points, and we just couldn't capitalize on it.
Yeah, another tough one here for you, but you get a little bit of a break here. Exactly a week from today, you'll be traveling up to Cloquet for a tournament. You excited about that? What are you looking forward to?
Very excited. I love the overnight stays with the team. It's just always a lot of fun. And I'm excited to play Cloquet. I think we play Proctor also on that tournament, so I'm really excited. Hopefully we can get a win.
Absolutely. Well, good luck in that tournament. Here is your Nichols Cafe Player of the Game
much.
gift certificate. Thanks for joining me, and now we'll hand it on over to your head coach, Kyle Allen. That, again, was Cole Waxberg, who is our Nichols Cafe Player of the Game, and we're now joined by head coach Kyle Allen. Kyle, this was a tough one. It never felt like it was out of reach, but it was still a tough loss.
Yeah, North Branch, man, holy moly. I told the boys before the game they might be the best shooting team we've ever seen. They can really shoot the rock, and that's something that we take a little pride on as well, and so we just weren't able to get it done in the areas that we needed to. We're gelling still at the beginning of the year here. We're trying to figure out roles. We're trying to figure out how we all work together and finding those roles within ourselves. So we haven't had a lot of 3-game losing streaks in the last couple of years, so it's a little humbling, and it's good for these guys. We purposely, I think this is probably the toughest schedule we've had in my tenure in terms of games this season, and so we're playing a lot of 3A schools like North Branch. We're playing tough teams in the section. We're really going out, and the goal is to be playing our best ball at the end, so we can really take these opportunities and find those mistakes and fine-tune everything and get it where we want it to go.
All right, yeah, and I was talking with Cole. They got things rolling early on with those 3-point shots. He mentioned that wasn't the game plan. The game plan was more to get back on defense, trying to prevent them from scoring. But how was it seeing your team able to quickly get those shots to fall?
Yeah, I know. We know we have that ability, and so that's good that we can do that, and we want to be able to show and execute that. But it really comes down to the other end of the court, and are we going to be on the same page with each other, and are we going to be, diving out for everything that we can on that defensive end of the floor? We got to make sure we're taking care of that and taking care of the boards first.
Yeah, this was a tough one for you guys, but it's been a tough road, a 3-game road streak for you guys, East Central, St. Francis, and Spectrum. Did you guys have anything coming into this game that you were looking at that to try and execute after that 3-game road stretch?
Yeah, I think playing a more complete game. We played a really good second half against St. Francis. We played a really good second half against Spectrum. I thought we had more of a complete game today than we had in the past. Couple games, but it's still not there. And when you play these bigger schools, when you are playing this high level of competition, there's just less room for errors, and so every error hurts just that much more. It's that much bigger of a gap in the process and in the game, and we just made too many of those tonight.
What was the message at halftime to these guys? You went in trailing, but you were still within just a couple of that tie or even the lead. What was that message at halftime to the boys?
Really work on grind and working on having that high intensity and high effort and not giving in, not giving up, and really, again, all that focus. We preach it every day. We talk about it every day. That defensive end and rebounding is by far the most important thing for us, and so we got to focus in and take pride and put our efforts and energy and focus on that end.
All right, now we move on to a week from today. You go up to Cloquet for a tournament. Those are always fun, right?
Yeah, you never know what you're going to get. So we're super pumped. We play Proctor, who we don't know very well, and then we'll play Cloquet on the second game, and another 3A school. There it is. That's kind of our thing of this year, is trying to play as big and tough as possible. So we've never gone up and won them both in all the years we've been going. So the goal is to prepare for Tuesday and prepare for Proctor, and then a quick turnaround. And it's good preparation for some postseason work where you're staying in somewhere you don't know. You're seeing the team the night before, and you're putting together your scouting report. You're putting together your film right there in the hotel and doing all your steps that you do. So it's great practice for us. We love going up to that tournament, and we're appreciative that Cloquet keeps hosting us.
All right, and then one last thing before you go. You kind of touched on it a little bit. This section is just crazy talented this year. It seems like any one of the teams in it really are all fighting for that top spot. Talk about that, because you play some of the teams from this section.
Yeah, 6AA basketball is maybe the toughest section in the state, top to bottom, in terms of comparisonness to the other sections. I know I'm biased in my opinion, but 6AA is just something else. So it's a gauntlet. Whoever comes through has just been, beyond battle tested, and so everyone's jockeying for position, and we're going to try to do everything we can to be in a good position when playoffs come.
All right, Coach. Well, thanks so much for joining me. Good luck next Tuesday.
Appreciate you. Thank you as always.
Thank you. Again, that was head coach Kyle Allen of the Pine City Dragons. His team falls today to a tough North Branch squad, 69-51, but it was a very hard-fought game. His team never gave up, even towards the end. It just looked like North Branch kind of got things rolling on their side, and once you have momentum, it is a very dangerous game in basketball to have momentum, because once you have it, it's not easy. It can be easy to lose, but tonight it was not for the North Branch Vikings, as they took care of the game tonight and won, and again improved to 5-1 on the season. They were led in scoring there by, actually they had two guys who scored 17 points. It was Adam Rame and Trevor Johnson. He had all but 6 of those points in the second half. So he had a very good and healthy second half. Rame had all but 4 of his points in the first half, so a good first half for them. But a good team outing there for the North Branch Vikings. For the Dragons on the other side, it was Cole Waxberg who led the team with 19 points. Again, these are unofficial stats. I want to make sure to remind everybody of that. These are not official. These are unofficial. I keep them myself, so the points could differentiate, if I can speak, on the stat sheet for the Pine City Dragons. But because theirs is official, mine is not. But he led the team with 19 points, 14 for Cameron Jusak, and Jusak had a double-double as he was able to get 10 rebounds. So a good outing here for Pine City, but again, it seemed like the North Branch Vikings just kind of had momentum, were able to steal that momentum there in the second half, and just use that to pull away from the Dragons in the second half. Not that the Dragons played a bad second half. It's just, again, in basketball, it is such a dangerous game to have momentum and work with it, because when you have it, you are on fire, and it seemed like that's how the North Branch Vikings worked tonight. They were on fire, and they were able to get everything and anything that they shot to fall, and that's how they worked throughout that second half, and then just able to get back on the offensive side after a rebound a little bit quicker than Pine City tonight. But again, that's something that the Dragons will work on as they become one cohesive unit all throughout the season. Of course, you want to win every game, but it comes down to those playoffs where it really matters. But again, sometimes when you haven't worked with a lineup for the entire season, it's tough, because they still got to mesh, they still got to have that communication with each other, and they're still kind of learning it. So I'm sure this week they'll be working on that, trying to get these guys to mesh and then prepare for next Tuesday, as again they will be up at the Cloquet tournament. As we look to their schedule, yes, they'll be at the Cloquet tournament. Will Pine City They'll be up there for 3 games. They'll play against, as he said, Proctor and Cloquet, and then they will also take on Cromwell, right? Then after that, they'll be on the road twice after the New Year on Tuesday, January 4th and Thursday, January 6th in Isle against Mille Lacs and in Rush City. Those should be 2 very good games. As for the North Branch Vikings, they'll play one more game this week on Thursday on the road at Hermantown. That should be a very fun one there for them. Then they will go to a tournament themselves, the Granite City Classic, on December 29th and 30th. They'll play Delano and Southwest Christian. As for us, this is almost it for us here, but we have one more game this week. It'll be the Pine City girls basketball team as they host ESCO here at Pine City at 2:30. Again, that is at 2:30 start for that game, so we'll be here for that one. Be sure to check in for that game, as that one should be another fun one between 2 section opponents. But again, the final here in this one, the Dragons fall to the North Branch Vikings 69-51. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Again, that is at 2:30 start for that game, so we'll be here for that one. Be sure to check in for that game, as that one should be another fun one between 2 section opponents. But again, the final here in this one, the Dragons fall to the North Branch Vikings 69-51. For WCMP, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to all of our fine sponsors. I hope you have a great rest of your night.
I'm Micah Fink, a veteran, a former Navy SEAL, and